Now, I couldn't hit the ball further until I was shown this drill by the world's best long drive coach, Lee Cox. Not only did this drill add a bunch of distance to my game, it also helped me with one of the most important things to play really good golf, and that is getting really nice compression on the golf ball without even trying. Now, there wasn't just one drill that we did, it was actually 2 drills to learn to do this, because this was one of the biggest power leaks in my golf swing, which I constantly see every single day giving lessons on Skillist. And that was getting my pressure into my lead side way too late in the golf swing. So what we would see for me is I would be coming down the downswing. I'd have a little left heel lift in the backswing, which is something we tried to get in to get more hip turn, to get a bigger turn. But then we would see my left heel would take around until mid downswing before it starts to slam down onto the ground. So what that meant from a power standpoint was by the time I got to impact, I wasn't spiking back up with that vertical force. So I wasn't getting essentially the whip going through the golf ball. So for me to get that whip going through the golf ball and be able to deliver the speed effectively through the impact area, I needed to learn to get this left heel down in transition, or even before I even completed the top of the backswing. So if we watch here, John Rahm with this clip of him just going back and forth, you can see he's actually, even with his very short swing, his left heel is up and then it's back down again before he's even started the downswing of his upper body. So that is him getting into that ground, that pressure into that lead side early. So then as he's moving down, he can then spike that force back up out the ground, which gives that whip, which is why we see so many of the top players have that left side extension. One of the reasons for that is to get the force they've put into the ground back out again. One of the biggest things for distance is spiking your vertical force at the right time. So the simple terms of that is getting this left heel to slam down, or the pressure to get into that left side as early as we can in the transition area of the golf swing. So let's get straight into the drills. So for me to be able to get this, we needed a little bit of a progression, because as you've watched my videos, if you're a recent or a regular viewer of my channel, you know I've got cerebral palsy that affects my left side. So for me, there's no surprise that I struggle to get my weight into the lead side correctly and at the right time. So even though, of course, I suffer with a disability, but for golfers out there who suffer with this same issue of not getting that pressure enough onto the left side, this is going to be great for you nonetheless. So what we wanted to do straight away was have a little feel as a kind of initiation of our drill, is feeling like, okay, we're lifting up the left heel pretty quickly. So just as a drill sake. So as soon as we take the club back, we lift up that left heel. But then what we do is we try to slam it back down again in mid backswing. So that's where we lift up and slam down as fast as we can with it. And you're going to feel like it is a short golf swing, but ultimately it's still going to look pretty long, and then we just hammer yourself hard and through the golf ball. So hammer that chest and body hard through from that point. So lift up, slam down, and then move through. So you really start to feel a lot of pressure in that left side. So immediately with that swing, I felt a lot of pressure into that side. That's good. That's what we want. So again, if you're a golfer who struggles with, let's say, hanging back and hitting poor contacts or just lack of compression, this is a really good one, because we need that pressure to be in that left side to be able to turn efficiently and apply that force and pressure into the golf ball. So really good little start here, kind of like as an introduction to get me to do this, was lifting up the left heel straight away, just to unweight that leg and then slam it down mid backswing. And as soon as it slams down, feel like I'm starting that downswing. So it gives you that real kind of short looking swing, like John Rahm, for example. But absolutely nice strike. So once we started doing that, got the feeling of it, then we started doing it a little bit later, of course, in the swing. So then we were trying to get ourselves up to the top, slam down and go. But I found it hard to be able to do that. So what we did instead, we got up to the top of the swing, little pause, and then slam the heel down, getting that really feeling like as I'm slamming it down, I'm getting the pressure into there, and then boom, swing through. So even to this day, I do this a lot. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see me do this when I post little videos on my story of me practicing. I do it a lot with my driver to get the practice, and that is me getting that weight into that left side early so I can spike that vertical force at the right time. And it really is the difference between, let's say, we're talking about driver, from me swinging at 108 miles an hour or 112 miles an hour. It is that big of a difference. So, okay, up to the top, pause, slam heel down, and turn through. So from there, doesn't matter what the shot goes like, that's why it's great to practice into a net. But we just want to get that feeling of when we slam it down, really get that pressure in there. So with irons, when we do this, we can get upper body stacked on top of the left side to get extra pressure. Imagine you're crushing a can. If you're going to really crush that can, you're going to get your upper body on top of it as well. But with driver, if we do that with driver, we want to have the pressure forward, but upper body still back. But we're still trying to get that pressure really slamming down as hard as we can from there. So again, pause at the top, pressure down, turn through. And that's a really good one to feel. Again, even doing that, when you start to strike it, you're going to notice you're actually hitting the ball a really good distance doing it. So guys, even though that was ultimately a couple drills, that was all encapsulated to try and get that one drill feeling, which was getting up to the top, pausing, slamming down, boom, and turning through. Just to get that a little bit easier for me with that cerebral palsy, we needed to have that little progression, but I feel like most golfers should have that little progression also. So drill number 2 that we did. Now, this is one that you see me talk a lot on my channel. Now, this was something that I used to do with coach before Lee Cox to get myself to stop rushing, and that was the step through drill. Now, because I was already familiar with this drill, it was a lot easier for me to implement it, but still hard because of course, what I suffer with. So this drill also really gets that pressure shifting very, very early. So step through drill, really, really good for so many reasons. So if again, you just want to stop rushing or you just want to get a little bit more power, there's a big reason why this is in so many of overspeed training routines. So like with, let's say a rip stick or a super speed, they all have this type of thing in their routine because it picks up a ton of speed into your swing. So what we do, step with your left foot over to your right, club out the middle, and as soon as you take the club back, you step forward and you just swing through. So this is what it looks like, full motion. You can hear really nice striking. So that's where, again, what does it do? It gets your pressure shifting really, really early. We see guys out on tour, let's say, like Xander Schauffele do this drill. We see the longest hitter on the senior tour, Padraig Harrington, do this exact same drill. And again, boom, and then step through immediately when you take that club back and then hammer through the shot. So that one actually I hit a little bit chunky. It's again, still something that I struggle with because again, my disability isn't going anywhere. I just need to train to make sure it doesn't affect me negatively. So you're gonna have an easier time than me doing this drill. So that's the thing. If you see me struggle doing it, you're not gonna struggle doing it all too much. Until you get the timing when you start off doing it, yep, you might wanna start doing it with practice swings first. Absolutely. But here's the thing, if I didn't already, let's say I wasn't already familiar with this in that lesson, I doubt we would have even hit a ball doing it. So that's where get familiar with the pattern and then step over and then step forward as soon as you take the club back and then swing through. And again, you're gonna see some really nice distance because you're getting that pressure loading early. So then that vertical force that you're putting, that pressure you're putting into the ground is gonna come back up and out the ground again, all resulting in that whip through the golf ball. And because this is still something that I have in my practice to this day that I really prioritize and I'm working a lot on right now, this is something here that is a great way to train this that I'm currently using in my practice that we didn't do back in that day because that was around 5 years ago or so. So this product wasn't out. So I have no affiliation with these guys. I just really like their product called Downshift. So what it is a pressure shift board. You might have even seen it already on YouTube. So ultimately here, because we've got our board here, and there's a little rivet right in the middle of it. So we're gonna feel when our pressure is on either side. So ultimately for us, we can have that pressure on that lead side, on that trail side up to the top, and then practice really slamming down. And I'm doing this loads in my practice at the moment. I want next year, my next season, I wanna hit the ball way further. I really wanna bump up my club head speed as much as I can. This is a really good one to do because I know it's worked so much in the past for myself and it does for everyone. It's one of those good key rules there. So, okay, getting that pressure, really trying to slam it down as hard as I can. You can see I'm only doing that transitional move. So up to top, really trying to slam down as hard as I can there. So if I do a bunch of those, now you can hit golf balls with this as well. And I won't attempt that today because one, I'm not good enough at doing that yet. And two, it's a bit slippery on here. I'd probably miss the golf ball because it'll probably slide around with the other forces we put on the golf swing with what we do with our feet. I would absolutely slide and fall over. So again, I've just got that feel now, even if I just do one without one of the drills, just that same feeling. That felt very, very good. Nice and compressed, that felt quite powerful. So that's where you get that feeling straight away. And if you combine that with whatever drill from there, so one that, again, I'm doing a lot at the moment is the one that we had initially in that lesson. Pause at the top, heel up, slam down, turn. And if you can rep those out, I can say just from my own personal experience, you're going to gain a ton of distance in your golf swing. So again, not only is it going to help you for club head speed, it's going to help you, like we said, for those all important compressed strikes, because when you're getting that weight on that left side, that's going to be shifting that low point forward. It's going to help you to be able to turn, to be able to create good shaft lean, to be able to compress it down there. So again, this helped me a ton. If you need help with your own golf game to be able to pick up some distance, maybe coming through, again, just like myself, wanting to make next year not only the best golf you've ever had, but the longest golf in distance you've ever had. There's a link in the description for online lessons with myself on Skillist. I'll be more than happy to work with you. So if you enjoyed this video, click that like button if you want more golf instruction. Just like this, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video.